the Google Maps blue line, tracing miles away from the lecture halls where we used to hide and stay. My boxes are all taped, stacked high against the wall, but I'm looking for the heartbeat I heard down the hall. You're heading for the city, the skyscrapers and glass. I'm stuck in the memory of our very first class. Now I'm staring at the map where you aren't anymore, a geography of silence, the closing of the door. I've got the coordinates of heartbreak, the latitude of pain, tracing every highway through the pouring rain. You're a destination I can no longer reach, just a lesson in distance that they didn't teach. The Amtrak schedule is a list of ways to cry, watching every silver train whistle on by. We used to share a pillow on the cheap campus bus. Now there's 1,000 zip codes between the two of us. I'm folding up your hoodie, the one you left behind. It's the only landmark of you I can still find. The GPS says rerouting, but I'm already lost. I didn't know that growing up would come at such a cost. How do I navigate a world so wide and blue when every single compass point used to lead to you? So I'll drive into the sunset past the university sign, leaving the only version of us left behind. The map is wide open, the road is clear and true, but it's just a lonely Alice because it doesn't lead to you. The security deposit check is sitting on the wood next to the IKEA desk where we once stood. Half the hangers are empty, the closet is wide like the hollow space I'm carrying inside. I'm scrubbing the floors to get the stains out of the tile, but I can't scrub away the memory of your smile. Now the first of the month is coming around, but you're in a different city, in a different town. The lease is still active, but the love is all through. The rent is due when you're gone and I'm blue. I'm paying for a space that's too big for just one, trying to calculate how we came undone. I found your university ID under the bed, next to the unpaid bills and the words left unsaid. We split the utilities, we shared every plate. Now I'm dining with ghosts and a heavy heart rate. The landlord is calling, he's asking for more, but he doesn't know who walked out of the door. I'll sign the termination papers, I'll hand in the key. The final eviction of you and of me is goodbye is the only word I haven't heard. I'm checking the USB zip code. Look up one last time to see how far you're going and how high I have to climb. Your bags are in the trunk, mine are by the door. We don't live in this college town anymore. I'm crossing the border, I'm hitting the line, but I'm leaving my heart in the zip code of mine. The GPS says 500 miles to the end, but how do I drive when I'm losing my best friend? I'm taking my clothes and the books that I read, but I'm leaving the us in the life that we led. We carved our initials in the park bench wood, back when staying together was still understood. Now the interstate sign is a cold silver blade, cutting through every single promise we made. I'll be in a new city with a new area code, while you're just a ghost on this long, lonely road. Is there a forward and address for a soul that is torn, for the dreams that we had before they were outworn? Every mile on the odometer feels like a sin. I'm losing the race that I thought we would win. So check your rearview mirror, see the campus fade out. That's the sound of a heart full of longing and doubt. I'm changing my life, I'm starting apart, but in that old zip code, I'm leaving my I'm leaving my heart. I passed the student union where we had our first coffee. Now the ghost of your laughter is all that I see. We spent 4 years building a fortress of dreams. Now it's tearing apart at the graduate seams. I see your name on the dean's list in the hall, a reminder of how we had it all before the fall. Now we're just bittersweet alumni of a love that didn't last, trading our future for a beautiful past. I got the degree, but I lost the prize, looking at the world through these bloodshot eyes. We're moving on, we're finding our way, but I'm still a freshman in the pain of today. The alumni magazine will ask where we've been, if we've climbed the tall ladders or learned how to win. But they won't see the pages I've torn from the book, or the shaking of hands and the way my heart shook. You're a success story in a city far away. I'm just the memory of a rainy Tuesday. We wore the school colors, red, white, and blue. Now everything's gray since I'm missing you. There's no homecoming for a heart that's been broke. Our happily ever after went up in smoke. just another student you met in a class. Goodbye to the campus, goodbye to the we. I'm a bittersweet alumnus of you. The grand ballroom is dripping in gold and silk, but my spirit is sour as curdled milk. I'm adjusting my bow tie in the mirror's edge, while my heart is balanced on a window ledge. You look like a vision in that midnight gown, the shining star of this university town. But I know the secret behind your eyes, the silent script of our slow demise. We're just flashing fake smiles at the gallows, while our color fades in a gray and pallor, raising a glass to the years we spent hiding the scars of what forever meant. The camera clicks and the flash is bright, but we're dying inside in the limelight tonight. Yeah, we're the perfect pair for the alumni wall, before we stumble and fall down the exit hall. The orchestra is playing a classical waltz, a beautiful rhythm for everything false. You're shaking hands with the dean and the donors, collecting your medals and academic honors. But under the table our hands don't touch. I didn't think losing you would cost this much. The operas are tasteless, the champagne is dry, just like the tear I'm not allowed to cry. One more photo, I'll lean in close to the ghost of the girl that I love the most. The spotlight is burning, the applause is loud, but I'm suffocating in this black tie crowd. The lights are dimming, the evening is done. We're leaving as two, but we're finishing as one. Take off the mask, put away the smile. I'll be alone for a long, long while. Fake smiles at the gallows, that's the final lesson of our university drama. The student union is buzzing, it's a Friday afternoon, but I'm out of rhythm, I'm playing out of tune. Students are laughing over cheap lattes and exams, while I'm just trying to remember who the hell I am. I I see your favorite table by the panoramic glass, and I lower my head so I don't have to see you pass. It's a crowded room, but a quiet heart watching the social world tearing me apart. 1,000 voices rising like a tidal wave, but I'm standing in the silence of a love we couldn't save. They're all making plans for where they're gonna go, while I'm stuck in a semester from a year ago. The bulletin board is covered in flyers and dreams, but my future is splitting at the seams. I hear a joke that we used to find funny and sweet, coming from a stranger just 3 rows from my seat. I'm surrounded by people, I'm surrounded by life, but your absence is cutting like a serrated knife. I could shout your name until the rafters shake, but it wouldn't fix a single thing. We had to break. The white noise is deafening, the lights are too bright. I'm just a ghost in the middle of the day, so I'll pack up my laptop. I'll walk out the door, because I don't belong in this crowd anymore. And a quiet heart, that's where the real world starts. The streetlights are humming a low, lonely tune under a waning crescent of a campus moon. I'm walking the perimeter of the science hall. The bass is thumping through the dormitory floor, but I'm hesitant to even open up the door. I heard you'd be here in the haze of the crowd, where the music is cheap and the laughter is loud. I checked the Snapchat map to see if you were near. Now I'm standing in a hallway of collective fear. You're leaning on the counter holding a plastic cup, and I can't find the courage to even look up. Seeing you at the party is a bittersweet taste, knowing I'm no longer the one you like best. We're just two ex-majors in a love that went south, with half-finished sentences in my mouth. You're socializing now, you're making the rounds, while I'm suffocating these university sounds. One look at your face and the semester's all blurred into the shattered version of who we once were. The LED strips are flashing in neon blue, but they don't show the distance between me and you. I see you whispering to a stranger in the hall, in the same secret corner where we had it all. I'm most likely to leave, but I'm frozen in place, memorizing the scars on your beautiful face. I thought a party would help me forget, but it's just a fresh lesson in total regret. They're playing that throwback track from our freshman year, and I'm choking on memories and tepid beer. You glance my way for a millisecond or two, then you turn back around to the someone who's new. So I'll slip through the exit is starting to lose its power. Sometime around midnight, I see your name on a billboard that's lighting up the entire frame. It's an ad for the future, for the corporate life, a digital blade cutting through me like a knife. You're smiling at the traffic from 50 feet high, while I'm down in the shadows, just wishing I could die. Sometime around midnight, the colors all bleed into the one version of you I no longer need. The commuters are speeding to a home somewhere, unaware of the ghost hanging up in the air. We used to share a 20-cent ramen cup. Now you're the image that I have to look up. I'm standing on the shoulder of the interstate, trying to negotiate with a bitter fate. Is that your actual laugh or just Photoshop grace? A perfectly rendered and heartless face. I'm screaming at the scaffolding, was I just a phase? While the LEDs flicker in a neon haze, the timer clicks over, the ad starts to change to a new destination, something cold and strange. But I'm still parked here, watching the static and glow. Sometime around midnight, with nowhere to go. The streetlights flicker on across the empty quad, tracing shadows where the two of us once tried. I'm sitting on the steps of the library alone, with a dead battery and a heart like stone. Usually this is when I text you the plan, but now I'm just a ghost in a college town caravan. Oh, the night starts, but it starts without you. A cold, dark rhythm I can't get through. The moon is rising over the residence hall, but there's no one left for me to call. I'm watching the sunset bleed into blue, wishing the night would just wait for you. The clock on the tower is striking 11, but without you here, it's anything but heaven. I'm scrolling through photos of our last semester, a bittersweet ghost, a silent protester. So turn out the lights and let the darkness win. I'm losing the game I thought we'd be in. The night starts and it breaks me in two, because the best part of me stayed behind with you. The stadium light flickering out on the campus quad. I'm walking the hollow ground where we used to talk to God. But tonight I'm just talking to a bottle of wine under the neon buzz of a liquor store sign nearby. I'm checking all DMs, tracing the blue bubbles, trying to drown out the echoes of all our university troubles. I'm drinking to disappear, drinking to fade into the shadows of every mistake that we made. One shot for the freshman year and the innocence lost. Two for the future, and we're losing you cause. The room is spinning but I'm standing still, swallowing the bitterest pill. I'm blurring the edges until the memory is clear. I'm just drinking to disappear. The student union bar is a funeral pyre for the academic dreams we set on fire. You're probably sipping wine in a high-rise tonight while I'm blacking out under the basement light. I see your handwriting on my old notebooks between the unpaid bills and the long cold looks. Is it alcoholism or just graduating too fast? Trying to hold on to a shattered past. The label is peeling, the glass is thin, just like the patience of the skin I'm in. So pour another one, let the static begin. I'm losing the battle from deep within. The lights are dimming, the world is near, and I'm finally drinking to disappear. Drinking to disappear. I walk back to the local dive where the lights are always low, the place we'd hide away when we had nowhere else to go. The pool table is dusty, the neon sign still flickers, a room full of ghosts and the smell of cheap liquors. I reached into my pocket, found a quarter in the lining, looking for a spark while the stars stopped aligning. Now our song is playing on the jukebox again, but I'm listening to the silence where you should have been. It's a 3-minute heartbeat wrapped in a melody, the soundtrack of a world that's no longer we. I'm standing in the corner while the record spins slow, watching the only part of you left that I know. The waitress knows my order, she doesn't have to ask, but pretending I'm okay is becoming quite a task. We used to slow dance right beside the vending machine. Now I'm just a shadow in a static-filled scene. You're miles past the city limits, chasing a new degree while I'm stuck on the B-side of our history. If I press the reset, would it all come back? Or are we just scratches on a fading track? The volume's too loud for a heart this thin. I'm losing the battle that I thought we'd win. The last chord is ringing, the needle lifts up. I'm staring at the bottom of an empty cup. Our start to grow, and I'm leaving the jukebox with nowhere to go. Fluorescent home in the hallway, late night at the quiet. I'm praying for a miracle to an empty campus sky. The 24-hour diner is where we used to hide. Now I'm staring at my coffee with nowhere left inside. The scholarship is fading and my focus is a ghost. I'm losing what I came for and the one I love the most. Under the neon lights and the heavy city rain, I'm trading all my future for a little less of this pain. These dim hopes are flickering like a bulb about to die in the shadow of the clock tower beneath the bruised and purple sky. The diploma doesn't matter if you aren't there to see the neon's burning bright, but it's getting dark for me. Saw you by the lecture hall, laughing with your friends. It's funny how a semester is how a lifetime ends. I'm highlighting the pages of a book I'll never read, trying to find the logic in the way I've started to bleed. The city pulse is thumping, it's a rhythm I don't know since you walked out the dormitory and let the fire go. They promise us the world here, they say we're aiming high, but I'm just looking for a reason not to say goodbye to the version of myself that was happy in your skin before the neon turned to ice and let the winter in. Under the neon lights and the heavy city rain, I'm trading all my future for a little less of this pain. These dim hopes are flickering like a bulb about to die in the shadow of the clock tower beneath the bruised and purple sky. The diploma doesn't matter if you aren't there to see the neon's burning bright, but it's getting dark for me. Dim hope, just a flicker in the dark. The neon buzz is on, but the spark is gone. Yeah, it's getting dark for me. The overhead lights just flickered twice, a warning in the air, while I'm staring at the empty space where you used to pull a chair. The bartender stacking stools against the mahogany bar, and I'm wondering how we ever let it get this far. 4 years of lectures, late nights and whispered vows are fading into the quiet that the closing time allows. It's the last call for the class of us, the final round is through. I'm sobering up to a world that's missing you. The jukebox stopped its humming, the keg has run dry. Just a bittersweet diploma and a long coat goodbye. We're graduating from the dream we thought was true. It's the last call for us, and I'm losing you. You're checking your Uber, I'm searching for my keys. While the university wind shakes the autumn leaves. We were mavers in passion, but we minored in the end. Now I'm signing off. Have a lover and a stranger, the tab is paid. The glass is stained with a lipstick trace. The only landmark left of you in this hollow place. Is there a refund for the heart I gave away, for the tuition of the love that didn't want to stay? The door is locking behind us, but neon sign goes black, and there's no map in the world that can lead us back. So walk into the night, don't look back at the road. I'm the lesson you finished, and now you have to go. The lights are out, the campus is hushed in blue. It was last call for us, my love, last call for you. The lecture hall is empty, but the echoes are too loud. I'm looking for your shadow in the Friday evening crowd. We used to share a coffee, now I'm drinking for the pain. Walking past the library just to stand out in the rain. The campus lights are flickering like the ghost of what we were. Every corner of this college is a memory of her. And I'm stumbling home alone again down the streets we used to know. The sidewalk feels a mile long with nowhere left to go. My backpack's full of daydreams that didn't make the grade. Watching all the promises we whisper start to fade. It's a long walk to a lonely room where the silence hits the bone. Just another Friday night, stumbling home alone. Past the bench under the willow where we had our first real fight, then made it up with kisses till the middle of the night. Now my keys are heavy in my hand, my heart is heavier still. I told myself I'd move on, but I know I never will. The music from the frat house sounds like static in my head. I'm counting every step I take to a cold and empty bed. They say these are the golden years, the best we'll ever have. But the gold has turned to rusted iron, and the good has turned to bad. How do I pass the finals? How do I graduate when I'm failing every lesson in the school of love and fate? I'm stumbling home alone again down the streets we used to know. The sidewalk feels a mile long with nowhere left to go. My backpack's full of daydreams that didn't make the grade. Watching all the promises we whisper start to fade. It's a long walk to a lonely another Friday night, stumbling home alone. Stumbling, yeah, I'm just stumbling. The porch lights on, but no one's there. Just the scent of your old perfume in the winter air. Home alone, home alone, stumbling home alone, home alone. The algorithm's broken. It keeps playing our song while I'm walking through the quad where I no longer belong. I see your name in bubbles, now playing on the screen. But there's a massive canyon in the space that's in between. We're skipping all the good parts just to get to the end. I'm failing every class because I'm losing my best friend. And it's a skinny love on a Spotify playlist, a skeleton of feelings that I'm trying to resist. I'm staring at the rap gear and you're the only sound, but now you're just a silence that is dragging me down. Starving for a rhythm that we used to call our own, streaming heartbreak in my earbuds, walking campus alone, walking campus alone. The library is quiet, but the static in my head is playing back the bitter things the both of us have said. I see you've made a new list and the title has his name. The genre shifted slightly, but the hurt feels just the same. I'm hovering on shuffle, terrified of what I'll hear. The soundtrack of a breakup is the only thing I fear. Lower the volume, turn out the light. I can't face the lyrics of another lonely night. We were a symphony, now we're just a glitch, a skip in the record, a permanent twitch. It's a skinny love on a Spotify playlist, a skeleton of feelings that I'm trying to resist. I'm staring at the rap gear and you're the only sound, but now you're just a silence that is dragging me down. Starving for a rhythm that we used to call our own, streaming heartbreak in my earbuds, walking campus alone, walking campus alone. Pressing pause, but the echo remains. A university love flowing through my veins. Delete the download, clear the cache, watching our memories turn into ash. Sound of the digital light. The laptop glow is blinding in a room of half-packed crates. I'm scrolling through the memories of our Friday dinner dates. I know I should be studying for the finals in the morning, digging through the digital, for the heart that you've torn. Refresh the page, refresh the ache, just to see your face, while I'm stuck in this dormitory, a cold and hollow space in the middle of the social media stock. I'm losing all my sleep, counting all the promises you didn't mean to keep. I see you're at the student bar, a drink held in your hand, looking like you moved along exactly as you planned, while I'm trapped inside a profile that goes upon your screen, searching for a trace of us in the spaces in between. You posted up a sunset by the old athletic field. The caption says you're moving on, and now the wound is sealed. I'm checking every comment, every like from names I hate, wondering if you're happy now, or if it's just a bait. I'm hovering my finger or the button to unfollow, but the thought of let go light is making me feel hollow. The blue light's in my eyes, but the black is in my soul, trying to find a piece of me that's still somehow whole. But you're tagged in someone's story, laughing near the gate, and I'm just an algorithm, learning how to wait. In the middle of the social media stock, I'm losing all my sleep, counting all the promises you didn't mean to keep. I see you're at the student bar, a drink held in your hand, looking like you moved along exactly as you planned, while I'm trapped inside a profile that goes upon your screen, searching for a trace of us in the spaces in between. One more click, one more story to view. I'm just a stranger now who used to belong to you. The screen goes black, and the silence hits back, just a digital ghost.